It happened on a typical Friday night, the kind where laughter bounced louder than the clinking glasses. My wife, Amber, had invited a few friends over for dinner, including my best friend, Ryan. We'd known each other since college, brothers in everything but blood. He'd been there for every milestone, my wedding, my first promotion, the birth of our son. I trusted him like family. Amber and Ryan had always gotten along, maybe a little too well at times, but I never thought much of it. She was outgoing, always joking, always craving attention. Ryan matched her energy, teasing and bantering in ways that made everyone laugh. It all seemed harmless until that night. The table was crowded, wine glasses refilled, Amber's cheeks flushed from laughter. "Remember our trip to the lake house?" she said, grinning at Ryan. "You couldn't handle my cooking back then either." Ryan laughed. "That's because you burned everything you touched." Everyone chuckled. I smiled, watching their usual playful exchange. But then Amber, emboldened by the wine, smirked and said, "Oh, please, Ryan. You didn't complain when you tasted me back then." The room went silent. I thought for a second that I'd misheard. My heart hammered in my chest as her words hung in the air, sharp and heavy. Ryan froze, his amusement replaced by panic. The others glanced at each other, unsure whether to laugh or look away. "What did you just say?" I asked quietly, my voice calm on the surface, trembling beneath. Amber blinked, realizing what she'd said. "Oh my God, I was joking. I didn't mean it's not what it sounded like." Ryan jumped in, stumbling over his words. "Dude, she's just messing around. You know how she jokes." "Wait!" I wasn't listening. Everything blurred. The clinking of glasses, the forced laughter, the shifting in seats. I just stared, noticing how Amber's hand trembled as she set her glass down. "A joke," she said. "But jokes come from somewhere, from thoughts, memories, truths disguised as humor." I excused myself quietly and walked into the kitchen, gripping the counter, breathing hard. Her words repeated in my mind. "You didn't complain when you tasted me." In that instant, a decade of friendship, and maybe my marriage, cracked with one careless sentence. I stayed in the kitchen for several minutes, hands shaking, trying to regain composure. The laughter and chatter from the dining room seemed distant, like it belonged to someone else. How could Amber say something like that about Ryan, my best friend? The thought made my stomach turn. The kitchen door clicked softly, and I turned. Amber stepped in, pale, eyes wide with panic. "Mark, I didn't mean it. It was just a stupid joke. Okay? Please don't overreact." I didn't respond immediately. I studied her. I saw the flesh in her cheeks, the trembling fingers, the forced smile. But I also saw truth she hadn't spoken aloud. Maybe the joke had roots deeper than a drunken quip. "Amber," I said slowly, voice steady, deliberate. "You don't get to call that a joke. Not with those words. Not about him. Not about us." She swallowed hard. "I didn't mean it, Mark. I swear, I was just being silly." "Funny," I muttered, "because it doesn't feel silly to me. Feels like a line was crossed, a line you've always known not to touch." Tears welled in her eyes. She stepped closer. "Please, just calm down. Let's not make this a big deal in front of everyone." I shook my head. "No, it is a big deal. It's not about them. It's about you, what you're thinking, what you're feeling. That sentence tells me everything I need to know." She flinched, looking down at her hands, her heartbeat quickening, tension radiating off her. "Mark, I didn't—" I cut her off, voice rising slightly. "No, I don't want excuses. I don't want jokes. I want honesty. Did you ever think about him that way?" Silence followed. Even the sounds from the dining area seemed muted. She opened her mouth, then closed it. Tears streamed freely. I don't know. I was confused. I didn't mean to. It was just stupid." I stepped back, trying to process the flood of emotions. Betrayal doesn't always show itself in obvious acts. Sometimes it hides in words, jokes, or subtle admissions that cut deeper than any physical act ever could. The night felt heavier. Laughter outside had stopped, replaced by suffocating tension. I realized that our relationship, the trust won place in both Amber and Ryan, might have shifted irreversibly in a matter of seconds. I stepped slowly into the living room, feeling every eye on me. Amber followed, hesitant, like walking on fragile glass. Guests noticed a sudden quiet, the shift in energy, but no one spoke. The air was thick with unasked questions. I turned to Ryan first. His face was pale, guilt written plainly. "Dude," he started, but I held up a hand. "Don't." Not a word. Then I faced Amber. "You need to understand something," I said, voice steady but cold. "Words have power. And when you joke about something like that, about him, about us, about loyalty, you cross a line, one that can't be undone." Amber shook her head rapidly. "Mark, I swear it was a joke. I didn't mean anything. Please don't ruin everything over a stupid comment." I exhaled slowly. "A joke? A joke is only funny if it doesn't hurt someone, if it doesn't betray trust. You betrayed both Amber, not accidentally." That sentence revealed what had been hidden. The guests, sensing the tension, began quietly gathering their things, exchanging nervous glances. I didn't care. This wasn't for them. It was for me, for the truth I had just uncovered. Amber's voice trembled. I didn't. You think I haven't noticed?" I interrupted. "The glances, the whispers, the extra attention you give him. It's all clear now." My heart ached, not from anger, but disbelief. How could someone I trusted so completely reduce my life, my marriage, to a careless joke? Ryan stepped back, eyes downcast, knowing he couldn't fix this. I turned to Amber one last time. "You need to figure out what this means, for you and for us. Trust isn't something you get back with an apology. It's earned, step by step. Right now it's gone." She slumped into a chair, tears streaming. "Mark, I need space," I said. "We'll talk later, alone. And when we do, I expect the truth. Not jokes, not excuses. The truth." I left quietly, heading to the backyard. The night was still warm, but nothing felt familiar. Everything had shifted in the span of a single sentence, a single moment. The woman I loved, the friend I trusted, everything had changed. And for the first time in years, I realized betrayal doesn't always come physically. Sometimes it arrives disguised as a joke. And that joke has the power to break you completely.